Good morning, White Willow. This is Karen. Today we are going to do something fun because we are going to follow along on a video experiment. So there'll be several videos on this, on electroculture. This is a copper wire wrapped around a stick. Now they do come not on the stick, where they're just a wire coiled and then a wire at the end, one for the antenna and one for the ground. They have to be wrapped a certain direction. I'm gonna have to just follow the way this one is wrapped. So I got a bunch of these to do some comparison in the garden to see if one area grows that has this in it faster, with better production, less bugs, and less fertilizer needed, than the other side that I just do normal with my fertilizer and such. So the study of electroculture has been going on since the 1700s, and there has been many pioneers that have started with that. I'm just gonna give you some names of the 1900s. In 1931, a scientist by the name of W.F. Gish, G-I-S-H, published a paper on the use of electricity to improve germination of seeds. So there was a lot of studies between the 1700s and the 1930s is when it really started to take formation. In the 1930s, there was some research being done by the government, or that the government funded, that was actually hidden later. The electroculture was done with towers that were really tall. It wasn't just little, garden sticks the size of, my arm, or less than the size of my arm. So this became quite an interesting study, because with the electroculture, the plants became extremely tall and very well produced. So they started to do research on it, and the research showed that there was a pretty significant increase of production and height of the plants, and less bugs, not as much fertilizer was needed. And they wanted to kind of go further with that, and somehow this investigation, or these studies, got stifled and lost and buried. As we know, things can happen that way. So I kind of wanted to go over a little bit. I'm going to read you just a few sentences off this paper, because it was a lot for me to memorize, and this is all pretty new to me too. I've only been studying it about a month, but that's what I do in the evenings. That's how I relax, believe it or not, is to research stuff. So I'll research stuff for hours, and then I'm thinking about it, and then I can't go to sleep. So it's crazy in my head, yeah. But I like where I'm at. So let me just read you this little bit of. There's two different YouTubes that I've watched. I don't remember the name of the first one. But he was very interesting on the electroculture, and he had some pretty confirming results, as well as the gentleman by the name of Yannick Van Doorn, D-O-O-R-N-E, and it's on a YouTube page called David Wechsler. It's W-E-C-H-S-L-E-R. So both of those men were very interesting. The first one is Yannick, Y-A-N-N-I-C-K, Van, V-A-N, and last part, D-O-O-R-N-E. So if you get a chance to check them out, please do. I really appreciated their knowledge. The one is very long. It's very long. It's an hour and 40 minutes or something like that, but so interesting. So interesting. So I wanted to read you just this brief little sentence about what has been found by the original, and I wish if I think of his name, I'll post it in the description, but I can't think of his name right now. I went through so many videos and YouTube videos and articles on electroculture that they're all mixed up in my head, but he was definitely worth listening to. I'm just going to read this couple sentences, so bear with me. The pesticide companies load their pesticides with iron, which diminishes the life force of our planets and our food so that we are dependent on grocery stores. Common pesticides contain up to 4 different kinds of iron, and the average tool contains iron as well, such as a shovel or a rake. Why are they putting iron in these products? Because iron diminishes our soil and diminishes the planet. So what does this copper wire do, or what are they claiming that it does? Allegedly, if you're watching lawyer shows, it increases the magnetism and the Earth's energy. So what does this do? This copper wire, what does it do? What does it claim to do? So again, I'm going to read just a brief sentence from the paper, and it says it increases the magnetism of the Earth energy and creates a vortex so the plants can grow larger and receive more nutrients, and when the plant is in its optimal level. So you have to keep the ground wet when you're doing this, because that's what's going to actually transduct, is that the right word? The energy from the dirt and the soil into the plant itself. We're going to run around and put these in a scattered amount of plants, and we're going to do a comparison today. We do want to make sure that it's watered well, so I'm going to water it like every day or every other day. Once it starts to get hotter, every day, or maybe even twice a day if I have to, just to keep seeing a good result. I don't want to do this and not, I'm not doing it in any scientific form. I'm not doing it other than on a YouTube channel. I am not doing it on paper. I'm not doing a research article. But I think it's very interesting. And I think anything that can guide us away from grocery store dependence, government dependence, fertilizer company dependence, is worth trying. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go ahead and put these in different plants that are the same size, and we're going to kind of, can you hear the birds? I have the baby birds still. They're so cute. They're probably going to leave by the end of this week. I hope they don't fall in the pool. My daughter keeps saying that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put these in different plants around the yard, and then in the raised bed, and we're going to just see what happens. We're going to come back in a week. We're going to come back in 2 weeks. I'll probably do that in a 2-week video, just a comparison of a week later and a comparison of 2 weeks later. And we're gonna just check it out and give some sort of honest feedback. If you've tried this, please put a comment in the description. I would love to hear about your experience with this. I think that one thing I've noticed about the people that have tried it is they haven't consistently kept the ground wet. There is Dale and Wanda, I think it's Southern Homestead video that I watched on I love them, by the way. They are amazing people in Southern Mississippi. So they're amazing gardeners, and they just are awesome to watch and really get to know. They have great tips, and they don't do a lot of watering, but they did the electroculture, and they've had really good results. They've seen, and they've done the same kind of thing where they've experimented through the electroculture with like every 5th plant or whatever. And they have a huge farm. So anyway, it's worth checking that out. So come on over to the garden, and we're going to go ahead and place these into them. And you're going to have to remember as much as I am. So they are all placed. We are going to do the countdown. This is Friday, the 26th, I think, 26th, 27th of April. So we are going, and I'm late on everything in my gardens this year. So bear with me on my late planting, and we're still going to have a good production. So I'm not worried about it other than my beans. I don't know. I think I had bad seeds. I had a friend give me some beans from church last year that were burgundy beans, and they went crazy. I had so many beans. It was wonderful. This year I had packaged beans, and they were duds. But we stuck an electroculture stick in there anyway. So we will see if anything germinates it. Again, I'm going to water it well. We're going to keep the rods in it. If you want to look in the description. I'll show you which ones I bought. Don't go crazy buying them yet because we have no idea how they're working. You can just get a particular gauge wire. I don't know what this one is. It's kind of firm, but it's movable. I'm going to use this stick just to make sure I'm wrapping it in the same direction once I order a spool of copper wire, and we'll get to know this together. So I'm really excited about this experiment. The more I studied about it, the more I was like, I have to do this. So if you want to add some plants around your area that also clean up the soil, you can plant sunflower seeds or sunflowers, and they get rid of or take out or eliminate lead and radioactive material to your soil. So I often wondered, because I don't like sunflower oil, although I do love it. It's a good swish for your tea at night, once a night. For 12-15 minutes you swish and then spit it out, but that's beside the point. I still don't make sunflower oil, nor do I really eat sunflower seeds. So I just was interested in the sunflower seed removal of lead and radioactive material. So I may start planting some sunflower seeds around the back of my yard as well. It's going to be a jungle in here. It's not bad right now. I have this sweet potato bin. I'm going to go ahead, and these look pretty much the same. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it right here in this corner and just see if that changes anything from the size of this one to this one. So we have the one on the right here and the one on the left, and we are going to stick this right in the middle of this potato bag of the one on the left. So this one again, this one actually might have just a couple more leaves on it, but pretty darn close. These are really close bags, and we're going to just see what happens. I think we should do the same with this one and this one. So I'm just going to put, let me throw one down, a rod in one of these two. Okay, so we're going to keep these in the same spot. We have the rod over here on this one, and we're going to put the rod in. These two look about the same. So we're going to put it in this back one here, and then we're going to see how these two do. So we will probably still have to hill these a little bit more, but you can see right here the bag has in it, and this is the one we're comparing it to, and then these two are right side by side. This one has it and this one has it, and these are both the purple potatoes. So this is going to be a fun project. I'm excited to share it with you. And today is the 26th of April, and we're going to check back next Saturday. I mean, we could even have a little bit of fun with this, because this one is considerably smaller than that one. Plus it looks like it has some sort of funk on it. So this one has small ones there and small ones there. So we will probably still have to hill these a little bit more, but you can see right here the bag has in it, and this is the one we're comparing it to, and then these two are right side by side. This one has it and this one has it, and these are both the purple potatoes. So this is going to be a fun project. I'm excited to share it with you. And today is the 26th of April, and we're going to check back next Saturday. We have 2 tomatoes here. I'm going to go ahead. This one's brand new. I just planted it today. They're both, decent size tomatoes. This one probably went through a lot of shock because I dug a whole bunch of stuff up around it today. I'm going to put this right in the middle and just see what that's going to do to these tomatoes. So I'm real excited about these copper wires, and we're experimenting here. I have 2 goji berries that I think are dead. Right here and here. Probably I need to put plastic down on this one. I planted all these before I got the underlying plastic, so they got a lot of weeds in it, a lot of grass. But I'm going to go ahead and put this one in the front. Goji berry. We have 2 blueberry bushes right here. It's next to this big one. This one I transplanted just a few weeks ago, so he's doing good. But these 2 are close in size, but I'm going to go ahead and put this electro rod right in between this big bush and this one, because if I can get 2 for 1 on the benefit, then that's where it's going to be. So these are peppers in my earth box. They're looking a little sad. I'm going to put it in this end of the earth box just because this end looks like it's really struggling. This end has a little bit more growth to it. I didn't really gradually put these in the sun very well. But anyway, we're going to put it down at the sad end just to see what happens with these peppers. We're going to do the same thing here with the beans. The one on the left is going to have the wire in it. I haven't seen any life in these beans yet, so I don't even know where they're at. So we'll see if... So if you want to add some plants around your area that also clean up the soil, you can plant sunflower seeds or sunflowers, and they get rid of or take out or eliminate lead and radioactive material to your soil. So I often wondered, because I don't like sunflower oil, although I do love it. It's a good swish for your tea at night, once a night. For 12-15 minutes you swish and then spit it out, but that's beside the point. I still don't make sunflower oil, nor do I really eat sunflower seeds. So I just was interested in the sunflower seed removal of lead and radioactive material. So I may start planting some sunflower seeds around the back of my yard as well. It's going to be a jungle in here. It's not bad right now. So I'm really excited about this experiment. The more I studied about it, the more I was like, I have to do this. So as always, thank you for watching White Willow. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video. It's White Willow 142 on YouTube, and it's White Willow Herbal Remedies on Facebook. As always, thank you for watching White Willow.